It's Marshmallow, and today I have a guest speaker join me. Hey guys, I got strawberry and marshmallow inside of me. If you want to see how me and my friends were made, keep watching, and don't forget to hit that like button. See you! All ready for our homemade marshmallow. I'm following the Dawn of the Culinary Games recipe, attached below. And if you're attempting to make homemade marshmallows without a stand mixer, I pity your form, so I highly recommend borrowing one of these. If you don't have one, it'll make your life a lot easier. We will start with our ice cold water. Don't actually need ice in there. You can see once I added my gelatin packets, it looks like a slushy. So I'd recommend not forgetting to remove the ice cubes like I did, but this worked out just fine for me. While that is blooming for about 5 minutes, we'll get started on our syrup. So we'll go with the rest of our water, our granulated sugar, all of our corn syrup, and this stuff is super sticky, so make sure to get all of it out there. And our pinch of salt, give that a quick stir, and then we will cover it over medium heat, letting it go for 4 minutes. After 4 minutes, we'll remove the lid, and we're going to go for another 7 to 8 minutes over the medium to medium high heat. If you have a candy thermometer, you want this to reach 240, take it off immediately. I didn't have one, so I just kind of played it risky, went for 8 minutes, and got it perfectly the syrupy consistency that I was looking for, but definitely worth using the thermometer if you have it. Now we will get our stand mixer going over the lowest speed possible, just getting going super low and just streaming in our syrup, hitting it on the side of the bowl. We don't want it directly in the middle, we just want to kind of hit it on the side, let it stream in slowly, so as we're slowly mixing and incorporating that air, it'll start beating air into that liquid and getting frothier and frothier as you go on. You can keep adding more and more, and this syrup is super hot, so it might get really steamy. You might feel like you're in a sauna, but that is okay. Once we have all of our syrup added in super slowly, we'll crank up the speed as high as possible because we want to get as much air as possible into this thing and really just beat it as fast as possible. So you'll see here every few minutes I'm kind of showing how much more air is incorporated into it. It gets soft, it gets fluffy, and it's really starting to firm up. You want to do this for a minimum of 12 minutes. I like it on the firmer side, so I'm going 15 minutes. For that last minute, this is when I'll add in the vanilla, and you can see at first it gets a little bit brown, but it'll just blend in super quickly and just keep that nice white marshmallow color. And now I'll slow things down here just so you can see how beautiful this consistency is. I mean, it's still super soft. Obviously, it's thickened up a ton, but this is literally like the fluff stage. If you have some peanut butter and some bread, you could throw this on a sandwich and make yourself a sweet fluffernutter kid, as we used to say up north. But I want firm marshmallows, so I will grease my baking pan with something that has no flavor, like a canola oil, so it doesn't stick. Then I will take my cornstarch and sugar mixture and just sift that into the pan, just like I'm making beignets. Asse. I'm not very good at it, but eventually I got it completely covered. This will really help with the marshmallow not sticking in the pan. And then we can start slowly spooning out our marshmallow fixture from our bowl into our pan. You just want to level this off. It'll really help if you grease up that spatula with canola oil so it doesn't stick and you can just kind of get one even nice layer. You want to really push it into each side to get it as even possible. We're going to cut it so it doesn't have to be perfect, but then I will top this side with the cornstarch and sugar mixture. And now here's the hardest part, waiting. You want to let this go for at least a minimum of 4 hours, but the longer you let it go, the firmer it's going to get. But I was too excited to wait any further than 4 hours, so after 4 hours it looks almost identical, but it definitely has firmed up significantly. I will use my spatula, just kind of help it get out on each side. I'll kind of hit the corners and each of the crevices just to make sure it's not sticking. Then I use my cutting board to cover it, flip it, and fortunately with a little bit of a shake and a shimmy, it did come out all in one piece. This is looking pretty cool, but the other side looks even cooler in my opinion, so I will give it a quick flip, and don't touch it if you can. I could not resist. It's soft, it's spongy, it feels so cool, but it's firm enough to be marshmallows. Now you can cut whatever shape you want. I have these cool little gingerbread men cutouts that I'm going to use, so I'm going to dust it really well in my sugar and cornstarch mixture. This will just really help with the sticky marshmallow for me to get the cut in and out smoothly and get one nice shape of this. Once I do pull it out, you can see this is a smaller stencil, but these guys are thick and they make for one happy marshmallow man. Once I have them all cut out, I will get them onto parchment paper on baking sheets and throw them in the freezer. They won't actually freeze, but they will firm up. Now I have all of these leftover pieces. Do I throw them out? Of course not. Are you crazy? I would just give them a quick chop, and you can see here these really cool shapes. They're soft, they're spongy, no matter how big or what shape you cut them in, they're completely addictive and completely poppable. But being just sugar and air, they are on the sweet side, so I want to add something to kind of complement them, so I'm going to make a very quick strawberry jam. I'll take some frozen strawberries in a pot, about 10 ounces as you see here, and I find frozen works better than fresh for this. I'll take about half a lemon, squeeze that into there, and then I'm going to use some sugar substitute since we have our sugar fix already today, just a little bit, and a tiniest little pinch of salt. I almost want this to be a little bit more savory and a little bit bitter from the lemon juice. I don't want it overly sweet between the chocolate and the marshmallow. I kind of want to contrast the flavor, so as you let this cook down, either covered or uncovered, after a quick 15-20 minutes or as long as you have, it will cook down, become syrupy, and kind of break down. You can blend this, strain it if you want it perfectly smooth. I like it a little bit chunky just like this, so I will let it cool just like this, throw it into a plastic bag. Once cooled, cut off the tip, and now I have my own makeshift piping bag because this is what I'm going to use to decorate my marshmallows. I'll pull them out of the freezer. They're a little bit firmed up, and this is the perfect perfect time to drizzle this strawberry jam right over them. And I'm not going even here. I'm leaving it nice and chunky just to get a little bit on each of them. Then I'll go back with a butter knife and just kind of spread it evenly. You do want this even because we're going to freeze these before covering them with chocolate, so we do want a nice even layer. Now, I want these like pops, so I'm going to take these normal kitchen skewers that I've cut the tip off of and kind of cut them in half. And these are so soft that you should just be able to slide them in very easily. And I promise you, no marshmallow men were harmed in the making of this recipe. And back to the freezer, these will go only about 10, 15, 20 minutes just to firm up that strawberry. Really won't take long. While we're waiting for that, we'll get our double boiler going, so some nice simmering water, put a metal bowl over that, and then we can put our chocolate into that to just slowly melt. I love using this chocolate candy coating stuff that I can get at the grocery store. It just melts so quickly, and it just really makes the perfect outer shell for whenever I'm doing something chocolate dipped. So creamy, so chocolatey, it really tastes good and so easy to use. It melts in no time. The bowl will get hot from the steam, so you just may want to use a pot holder or a towel, but that is some sweet chocolate, my friend. Nothing could make our marshmallow happier, and we don't want angry marshmallow men. So let's get to dipping. You can see the strawberry has really firmed up in the freezer, and that stick makes for the perfect vessel to just kind of dip this into our chocolate. And obviously, the deeper the bowl and the deeper the chocolate is, the easier this will kind of be to just kind of push down, flip it over, catch each side. You could just dip the front if you just wanted like the front to be dipped in chocolate, or you could just do the front and the back, but I want it all the way around, side, top, bottom. I want chocolate everywhere, so no matter where I'm biting, I get that cool, creamy, chocolatey exterior candy shell. And this is why I love this so much, because it firms up so quickly. You can almost see it really firming up right in front of your very eyes. You want to shake off the excess chocolate, but you can already see our nice shell firming up. You'll want to have a sheet lined with parchment paper ready to go, so you have something to put these on that won't stick. And ideally, I like to get these in the freezer for at least 5 to 10 minutes. The marshmallow will never freeze, but you want that chocolate shell to really firm up, as well as the strawberries get nice and cool. It's almost like eating an ice cream bar, but obviously it's marshmallow in the middle, so it's like the really light, soft, fluffy interior, so it's a really cool texture. The contrast is absolutely amazing, and much like a praying mantis, I have to bite this thing's head off, and you can see that strawberry filling is oozing out. It's just a thin layer, but it's the perfect complement to that sweetness of the chocolate and the marshmallow. Obviously, we want to highlight the marshmallow here, so that's the thickest part of this. But now for your viewing pleasure, I'm just going to a slow pull apart and stop talking. That's nice. Hopefully you enjoyed that. It just shows how delicate and soft and perfect these marshmallows are. I highly recommend customizing this however you want. You can fill it with whatever you want. You can top it with whatever you want. If you want to get the kids involved, they can have a ton of fun with this, decorating it with any different kind of colors or flavors, shapes, whatever you want to do on the outsides. You can make these happy just like mine, and I promise that they will make you happy. Happy Marshmallow.